Hello everyone, Maxis here. Last time, well, it really doesn't matter what happened last time because this time we're in SoulSilver. Last time in HeartGold we fought the Kimono Girls and they told us to go to the bell tower in HeartGold. In SoulSilver they would have told you to come here to the Whirl Islands. I just want to give you a quick rundown of my team. Things have changed a lot since last time you saw it. And while both Chrome Dome, actually Chrome Dome didn't even see his name last time, we have Leatherhead the Fralligator, Ultraviolet the Espeon, Megagyrus the Yanmega, Chrome Dome the Steelix, and Fred the Mamoswine. Just wanted to give a quick rundown of the whole team before we go, and I brought my friend, I'm a Staryu. Couldn't resist the name. I recommend you teach a Staryu, or rather any water-type Pokemon, Surf and Whirlpool just to get here. If you don't have, even if you have Fralligator on your team, I recommend you keep Waterfall on Fralligator. It's a much better move than having Surf on it. I also recommend you teach it Flash, as I don't know if the Whirl Islands are completely illuminated. I'm pretty sure they are not. So you're going to want something with Flash just to illuminate the area. There are only 2 Pokemon that I know of capable of learning Whirlpool, Surf, and Flash. Well, 3 technically, but 2 of them are an evolutionary line. Well, actually technically 4 Staryu and Starmie, and Lantern and Chinchou. Lantern is rare, Chinchou is pretty rare, as is Star. So, they're kind of rare Pokemon to get your hands on, but they are very valuable. If you have a Fralligator, I recommend you switch it over to Waterfall. The move deleter is in Blackthorn. I also want to go over my preparations I made item-wise. I just like to show you my trainer card for a sec. Yes, that money is not lying. I spent a good portion of my money getting these. You get the timer balls from the Goldenrod lottery on Saturday, and I was an idiot because I didn't realize until a lot later, after I blew through almost all of my money, that, oh wait, you can just buy Dusk Balls in the Blackthorn City Pokemart. If you're playing SoulSilver, Timer Balls are going to be useful, but Dusk Balls are also going to be very, very valuable. If you can't, or rather just don't want to spend the time spinning the lottery just to try and get Timer Balls, Dusk Balls are also very good. You're going to want to head to the southeast island of the Whirl Islands, because there are 4 of them, as that is the only one that allows you to enter them. So you can find this little cave over here. And I also recommend you bring either an escape rope, a Pokemon with dig, escape rope or a Pokemon with a dig, and a good number of repels. We have a long dungeon ahead of you. Well, we have a long dungeon ahead of us. I have a long dungeon ahead of me. And it's just overall going to make things less... And I did want to go into Pokemon because I want to go to I'm a Staryu. Flash, light him up. Much better. Down we go. Actually, yes, it is a good idea to bring Flash for this. So, I have no idea what I'm doing here. So, I'm just going to be probably wandering around in circles for a lot. And to entertain you, I'm going to be going over a bit of the mythology of, well, not mythology, but backstory of the Whirl Islands and also in the Bell Tower, the place themselves. The Whirl Islands, a lot like most locations in Pokemon, are based on something in the real world. In the real world, the Whirlpools are based on the Naruto Whirlpools and the, I believe they are, the Naruto Whirlpool, the Naruto Straight, no, not the anime Ninja Boy, and the, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Owaji Islands. Also, you also probably need Strength to get through here. So I went ahead and taught Mamoswine that, and also they are very nice in teaching you, giving you a free escape over here, alright? The Owaji Islands. In the games, the islands are said to have been created, well, not created, but split apart by Lugia to end a war, and then it kind of made its home in the islands. I'll let you put that together with what I say in the Burned Tower video, where the why Lugia was over here. So it split apart the islands and then kind of caused the whirlpools as a bit of a defense mechanism for its new home. This is actually somewhat realistic compared to its real-world origin. In the real world, while an island in Japan has split apart, it wasn't in nearly as dramatic of a way by a sea monster doing it to stop a war. The island did split apart, however, it was due to an earthquake in 1995, I believe is what it was, that the damage from the earthquake is still visible. You can see the fault zone's damage to this day, and I'm also bringing this up just because I'm a geosci nerd. Alright, so is this... I mean, that's really all that I really can say about the Whirl Islands. They are based on something from real life. But there's really nothing much else to say, and is this where I have to go? Yeah, I think... Is it? Is this way? Yeah, I think this... Yeah, this is where you have to go. I don't think you can actually... Can you get to the rest of the Whirl Islands from over here? You can. Okay, so it's also northwest that you can enter through. I think you're probably supposed to enter through the northwest, and I forgot to do that because that gets rid of Flash. I am an idiot box. There we go. Also, there's an item over there I forgot to go get. I'll get that later. Let's get going. Alright. I like the Whirl Islands are just... What am I doing? Am I going the wrong way? Am I seriously just going the wrong way? I am pretty sure I'm going the wrong way. Because I am an idiot box. Yeah. I like the Whirl Islands. I think they're a great place. But this is definitely a much harder area, in my opinion. Well, actually, it is definitely a harder area than the Bell Tower. The Bell Tower is literally just a standard tower. This is... You have to have HMs, and you have to go through a dungeon. The Bell Tower, I mean, yes, the Bell Tower is also technically a dungeon, but it's not a dungeon in the same sense. Alright. Did I seriously go in the wrong way? I just went in the wrong way. Okay, I got into the wrong island, okay. Way to go. Way to go, idiot box. Alright. I will meet you guys later at the correct island, just because I don't know what I'm doing anymore, because I'm an idiot. Alright, and back. I figured out which one it was. The correct one is the northeast. So I was right about the east part, just forgot whether it was north or south. You're gonna have to go through some trainers that you probably already battled, and pretty sure you have to go all the way around. I like the Whirl Islands. I think they're interesting. Is that you have four different entrances, and one of them is the correct one, but the others kind of lead to separate branching off areas. Because now that I'm actually looked at the layout of it, the Whirl Islands really isn't that long. I kind of made it out a bit longer than it was supposed to be. It's really not that long. If you know where you're going, you probably won't need more than maybe 2 rappels. Maybe 4, depending on if you're surfing there and back. Alright, time for an illuminating experience. But first a repelling one. Not surf, use Flash. I'm a star you, use Flash. So, you gotta go down here. There's an item right there. You're gonna have to go get that later. Don't think that... Pretty sure that this is the way down, right? I go the wrong way already. If not, I can actually just use dig to get out. Actually, let me go check this place, see if this is what I am thinking of, and then I can just use dig to get out. Is this right? Yeah. Oh, no, that's just some items and stuff over here. Well, might as well just sweep these up before I use dig and get out. Dowsing Macken. Seriously, this stuff is... There's nothing over here? Okay, there's one thing right here. Let's look at it. Super Repel, okay. Yeah, that actually covers it. So if you actually don't have any repels, you might want to come down here and pick that one up. Very helpful. Alright. Chrome Dome, tunnel our way out. I mean, honestly, because we have a Pokemon that knows dig, couldn't we just dig straight down to get to Lugia? So, actually, we haven't really seen Lugia up to this point, neither have we seen Ho-Oh, but I'd like to talk about that when we reach it. So, the Whirl Islands. I like this place. I kind of meant to talk about my whole, oh, this is what the Whirl Islands is based on, and this is how things about it relate to real life, whole spiel on the way there. As that was kind of, now that I think about it, it actually was perfectly the length to reach Lugia itself. Oh, I already have a rappel up, okay. So, you don't want to head down that way like I did, you want to head up this way. So, one thing I do want to talk about is Lugia itself. This is not going to be an easy fight if you aren't prepared. I would recommend getting a Pokemon that can status Lugia with paralysis. You're going to want an Ampharos, or Jolteon, or possibly Magnemite for this end. Because Lugia is no joke. I'm not going to go specifically into its stats right now. I'll go to that more when I actually do the bio, because that's kind of the whole point of doing the bios in the boss battles, because it's going to take a long time. But how the heck am I encountering Pokemon while a Repel is up? Unless I don't have Repel up, or like I have a really, really weak Pokemon in the front of my party. Or these Zubat aren't... Do I have Repel up? I'm pretty sure I have a Repel up. Unless I'm crazy. Oh, no, I don't have Repel up. Okay, so I was crazy. Alright, so do not jump down here. There's nothing for you over there. Head this way. Oh, that's nice of them to actually not have you need to use Flash down here. Over here, there's a Max Revive. Wow, that's nice. No, did not mean the berry pots. There's probably some items around here that I don't need. Ooh, that is probably something good. I will have to get that later. Let's talk to this guy. That thing you have. So actually, you can come down here if you have, you can come this way in HeartGold, but you cannot pass this point if you don't have Heart. If you are playing HeartGold, you cannot pass this point. You have found it. Go ahead. Let's go. First off, there's a little cave over here. You're gonna want to head in here. This looks so cool. I love just this. This just looks so beautiful. The water effects are fantastic. It's not 7 out of 10, but fantastic. It's also quite generous in giving us rare candies. I love the look of this place. It doesn't make sense how there's light down here when there wasn't any light up there. And that's, I don't know, maybe there's some kind of glowing crystal things, or I don't know. Also, this water should not be this stagnant this far down, unless there's like super high pressured air above us, but I don't really know. Well, we have reached the depths of the Whirl Islands. I say next time, actually not even next time, I think that we should go cut over to HeartGold and see how Maxis is doing with his climb up the bell tower. And after descending to the depths of the Whirl Islands, time to ascend to the top of the bell tower. I've made a lot of preparations, and I will be going over them as soon as we get into the bell tower. Past here is the bell tower. This tower was built as a place of rest for Ho-Oh, the legendary flying-type Pokemon. Since Ho-Oh left, many people have gone up to the tower to try to bring him back, but none have succeeded in making Ho-Oh appear. Morty, the gym leader, is one who has tried. I see. That is the Ekritique gym badge. The badge alone will not do you any good, but I can let you through. Please, do go on. You can technically access the bell tower at any point following the after you have obtained the Ekritique gym badge, you can technically come to the bell tower. There's nothing of note here on the bell chime trail aside from these nice looking autumn leaves. There are some hidden items here, but they are for the most part just tiny mushrooms and maybe a big mushroom that really don't do anything. But you might be noticing there is no music here. It's a bit unsettling. but I like it. In we go. Welcome to the Bell Tower. The Bell Tower is, like most things in Pokemon, based on something in real life, and I will be going into this as we go through the tower, as it's kind of just a straight shot up with a few twists and turns here and there, and it would kind of get boring if I just fast-forwarded through this place. That thing you have. The Rainbow Wing. You have done it. Please come through. This guy will not let you pass if you do not have the Rainbow Wing. You cannot come up here if you have SoulSilver. Floor 1 of the Bell Tower. I recommend you bring a large number of repels through the entirety of the Bell Tower. It is a fairly long dungeon, and you will get somewhat pestered by all of the wild Pokemon. There's really just Ghastly and a couple Rattata you're going to be encountering. They're not really worth it to fight, so I don't recommend going out for battling them. The experience they yield isn't too much, so I'm just going to be spraying some repels. And statues. The Bell Tower is likely based on a combination of two different temples in Kyoto, Japan. One being a Buddhist temple, which I'm not even going to try pronouncing the name of just because I will botch it up horribly. Oddly, the temple that this one corresponds to, the west one, is, I believe it's what? Yeah, the east one is, actually, am I going the wrong way here? There it is, there it is. The one that corresponds to the real-life counterpart of the Bell Tower is not covered in gold. It was supposed to be covered with silver leaves, however, it wasn't. There's a counterpart tower in real life to this silver leaf, the not-silver leaf covered tower, which is covered in gold leaves. However, this one is in the placement relative to the Bell Tower of the Burned Tower, which is, its official name is, according to Pokemon Crystal, the Brass Tower, and the Bell Tower was originally known as the Tin Tower. A little bit of trivia for that. I kind of find it weird that the tower in real life corresponding to Ho-Oh is the one that was supposed to be covered in silver leaves, as it is the mascot of the gold version. Though, like with all things in Pokemon, they base things on real life, but they do take some liberties. Over here, you're going to find yourself an escape rope. That actually is pretty good. I'm glad I didn't buy one of those. There's going to be a couple of items you find around here. I'm pretty sure you don't want to go through that ladder. I was correct. Yeah, we're really just going to be going through here, and I mean, I like the Bell Tower. It's very atmospheric, and I love the music here. It feels like grand. Like you're going, I mean, you are climbing the top of a tower to meet some truly powerful Pokemon, but you're kind of in, I just love the sound of it. And I think I actually am supposed to have headed that way. I see what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to go through there and come out of there. Alright. I see the error of my ways. I'll be going through a bit more about the tower after I kind of get through this. I like this puzzle. I like this puzzle because these are puzzles. They're not just, oh, use this HM to get through. You actually have to figure stuff out with logic and plan ahead. I like it. It's very well done. I wish they would do more puzzles like this. Alright, over here. Jump down here. Don't run, because you will go hopping off there. I'm pretty sure down there you trap yourself and you have to come back around, and that's what there can be. Alright, if I recall, go this way. Yes, go to the right, and then you go through here. Next blower. Next potion. They stock you up on items pretty well here, and they rightfully should. I love, like, just the creaking of the wood vibes. Again, it's very atmospheric. And when you hop away from the tower, you don't get, as you get closer, the creaking becomes a lot more pronounced. I love it. It's just so, just such a nice tower. The other tower that the bell tower possibly draws inspiration from is a pagoda. This tower, much like excuse me, much like the previous two, also has a twin and in a similar placement to the burnt tower and the bell tower. This one, I believe it's pronounced Toji. That's like Toji. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And this one does have a bit more correspondence to it. It has the East Tower, yes, which does correspond to the real life placement. The real life placement does correspond to the in-game placement. Yeah, I cannot speak. The twin of this one, the West Tower, I believe is pronounced Saigi or Saigi, burnt down, similar to the burnt tower that burnt down. And while the Toji is still standing, the Seiji burned down, however, it was rebuilt. And both sets of these towers are in Kyoto, and both of them have the East Tower still standing, while the West Tower burnt down. On top of both of these last two towers, there were two bird avian statues, one made of gold and another made of silver. So you can see what they're referencing in the Pokemon games. Now we have everyone's favorite mechanic, teleporter pads. Not a fan of this. I like... yeah. So instead of having these sort of walkway these walkway puzzles, we have some teleporting puzzles mixed in with them. I actually don't remember where to go from here. I remember a bit about how to do things, but no, I just gotta go for it. Alright. Pretty sure that takes you back somewhere, because that is kind of in a loop right there, so I'm assuming that's just an optional side area. Probably get a TM or something. I'm assuming I messed up. That this little island one we have to get to, so I have to go back around this again. Thankfully, they're nice enough to make this a loop, so you don't get royally screwed over. And hop here, here, jump down, over here, and teleport time. Oh, this is an optional side path. Oops. And a nugget. It makes sense. I mean, this place was based on a place of the real life that has gold. Yeah, let's teleport. Is this... maybe this is the one we actually have to go on. Nope, this is also optional. Max Elixir, very nice. There's a good number of items they stock you up on. They are kind enough to stock you up on, because these fights against the two legendary Pokemon, Ho-Oh and Lugia, are not hard, but I would definitely say not the easiest. So seemingly this entire area actually just was items. Interesting. I know there are teleporters we will have to be going on. There are required teleporters we have to go through, and of course another repel. But back to the birds. I like how in real life there are two towers, and that correspond to both the burnt tower and the brass tower. Or the burnt tower is the brass tower. The burnt tower and the bell tower. And in the Pokemon games, while the burnt tower exists, it is implied throughout the story there was another legendary Pokemon. That they talk about Ho-Oh a good bit, but it's kind of almost implied that the other tower had a legendary Pokemon associated with it. And you kind of get hints about this throughout the story. You talk to some characters and they say, there are these stories about this, a monster that takes, naughty people, or, if you're bad, this monster in the Whirl Islands takes you. And I like how they do that. It hints at things. And, I mean, yes, of course, people who played the original games, they knew what it was, but I never played it, and it was like, being able to go through the game again and know, oh my gosh, that's actually what they were meaning when they said that was so nice. It was just... They put a lot of thought into how, hinting at things gradually, and, it is a Pokemon game, and they can't, just, be out of the blue and just... I mean, they kind of do that in Pokemon games nowadays, where out of the blue, this legendary Pokemon just comes here, and they've also hinted at some legendary Pokemon in some of the other games, but not in this way. In other ways, it's very much, you know, this is the legendary Pokemon that you're going to be encountering, and here's its counterpart. This one, they say there was a bird Pokemon. There was this bird Pokemon. There was this bird Pokemon at this tower that flew away when the brass tower burned down. I like how they do that. It's a nice little foreshadowing and building. Also, one other thing I like this bridge. If you look closely, they are not perfectly parallel. I don't know, I just like it. And actually, I made it through that entire tower. Interesting. I made it through without even really a guide. Alright. I think it's time to cut it off here. Next time, we battle both Lugia and a Ho-Oh, as well as meet up with the Kamina girls. See you guys then. Actually, if we don't have, probably not end it off right here, because if we have enough time, we actually will be battling Ho and Lugia, but I don't really know what I'm doing anymore. Just because I kind of messed stuff up. Please edit that whole part out, because I'm rambling.